Archangel Michael says, something you've been trying to ignore is finally pushing itself into the light. You were not wrong in feeling the ache that kept showing up in your chest at night. You sensed the truth before anyone could tell you. Someone knew they hurt you deeply, and they never fixed it. Their silence was never innocent, it was a weapon used to avoid accountability. And you carried the weight of confusion, wondering if you mattered to them at all. What they didn't expect is that you'd still rise, even with the pain planted so deep inside. They are aware now. Fully. Their heart is waking up to the damage they caused in the dark when they thought no one could see. The moment they started noticing your distance, your silence, and your transformation, regret crawled into their chest. They now understand that abandonment isn't just physical, it's emotional, spiritual, and cold. They realize they left you without saying goodbye, but with actions that shouted indifference. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You were forced to heal in silence while they lived freely. But time is a powerful revealer, and it has begun its work on them. There are nights now when they cannot sleep, because your absence screams louder than their excuses. Archangel Michael says, even though they acted unaffected, they watched you move on. They watched you glow through the pain they caused. And now they are scared you might never look back at them again. They can't forget the things they said to you, the cruel phrases, the careless gestures, the way they made you beg for love that should have been given freely. They now sit in the memory of their own actions, and it burns. Not because they were proud, but because they know they broke something divine. They thought you would always wait. But your soul chose healing instead of holding on to hope that hurt. And that has left them stunned, lost in the wreckage of what they didn't value. Type Amen to get blessing 627. There is someone close to them who has started to confront them about how they treated you. The truth is spreading, and their mask is cracking. They can no longer lie, not to others, and not to themselves. They left you in your most fragile moment. When you needed support, they gave you silence. And now they're haunted by the image of you crying in a room they will never step into again. Archangel Michael says, you must know, your pain was never wasted. Every tear became a seed of strength, every wound a doorway to something greater. And now, those who wounded you are being summoned by their own conscience. Your glow is louder than your words ever were. And they are listening now, even though it's too late for the apologies they never offered. They feel the emptiness of your absence. Type Amen to get blessing 214. Someone recently reminded them of you. A smell, a song, a place, they froze. Because that one reminder brought an avalanche of guilt. They're remembering the softness of your voice, the way you never gave up on them until you were forced to. The contrast of your love and their absence is too heavy for them now. It suffocates. You never stopped being honest, even when they lied. You never stopped being loyal, even when they wavered. And that integrity is haunting them, because they know they don't deserve you. They feel lost in a sea of mistakes, tracing the beginning of when they let go of something pure. They now wish they could press rewind, but time doesn't wait. And they're left behind. Type Amen to get blessing 884. Archangel Michael says, don't turn back. This part of the journey is sacred, it's for you. Healing is louder than revenge. They thought they could move on easily, but they're stuck in replay mode. Replaying moments they didn't treat you right. Replaying the way they ignored your cries. You gave them the best of you, and they gave you the worst of them. And now they miss the version of you that no longer exists. That's their punishment, loving a memory they can never touch again. Someone told them you've changed. That you're glowing differently. That you don't talk about them anymore. And that silence is louder than anger, it's final. Type Amen to get blessing 508. Now they feel abandoned. The way they once made you feel. The same void they left in you is echoing inside them now. They are watching from afar, seeing you thrive. And though they're proud in secret, they're also ashamed. Because they know they were the reason you had to become this strong. The apologies they want to give won't fix what they broke. It's not just about words, it's about actions they failed to take when you needed them most. And now the space you left is too wide to cross. They scroll through old photos, old messages, old memories. Hoping for a doorway back into your life. But those doors are now closed, locked by your growth and guarded by your peace. Type Amen to get blessing 119. They tried to reach you indirectly, through mutual friends, online signs, or coded words. But your spirit doesn't respond to confusion anymore. You're done with puzzles, only clarity now. Archangel Michael says, they will come forward. Not because they want closure, but because they need redemption. But you are not required to entertain what once broke you. Their heart is aching now, deeply. Because you were the safe place they burned. And now the fire is consuming them. They know your worth. Finally. But this realization came at the cost of losing you. And they're drowning in the silence you left behind. Type Amen to get blessing 991. They can't stand the sight of someone else making you smile. But they know they don't have the right to feel jealous. They forfeited that right the moment they chose pride over love. They replay their cruelty. The time they walked away. The way they blamed you instead of facing their own pain. And it breaks them now. You have evolved into someone they can no longer manipulate. Your power, your peace, your presence, too high for their old games. And that is your victory. There was a time when they were everything to you. Now, you are everything to yourself. And that shift is what terrifies them the most. Type Amen to get blessing 302. They hoped you'd stay broken. But you became unshakable. And now they stare at your strength like it's a mirror showing their failure. They still think of the last words exchanged. The ones that didn't bring closure. The ones that left questions hanging like ghosts. But you don't wait for answers anymore. You've made peace with the silence. You've chosen freedom. Archangel Michael says, you're walking into a season of undeniable blessings. They will watch from afar as life rewards you for all the pain you survived. And no, they won't be invited. Type Amen to get blessing 715. They now know the truth, that love is not found, it's chosen and nurtured. And they chose to leave you thirsty for it. That's their shame to carry. They want to come back, not for you, but to escape their guilt. But guilt is not a good enough reason for reunion. You've outgrown the need for crumbs. You deserve consistency, loyalty, and honesty. They gave you games, silence, and distance. And now they feel the echo of their own emptiness. They may send a message. They may cry on the phone. But what they're really mourning is who they used to be when they were with you. Type Amen to get blessing 006. You made them feel seen, understood, valued. And they threw it away, thinking they had time. But time ran out. They understand now, maybe too late, that you were never replaceable. They may find someone else, but they won't find another you. And that ache will follow them for the rest of their days. You're not bitter. You're not angry. You're simply done. And that is the scariest thing to them. Archangel Michael says, keep moving forward. Your future has no space for the confusion of the past. You are protected now, elevated, and untouchable. Type Amen to get blessing 441. The pain they caused is circling back to them. Not by revenge, but by divine law. What was once thrown into the fire now returns as ash in their own hands. They lost you. And they know it's their fault. That truth keeps them up at night, playing pretend during the day, and silently breaking. You were their lesson. A soul sent to reflect their deepest shadows. And they ignored the message until it was too late. Your name still lives in their mouth. But no longer as a prayer of love. It's now a whisper of regret. Type Amen to get blessing 820. They can't reach you now. Spiritually, emotionally, physically. You've risen. And while they crumble under guilt, you dance under grace. Your light is stronger than any darkness they tried to throw on you. You are the one that got away. Not just from a relationship, but from a trap of emotional neglect. And your escape was your rebirth. Let this be the end of the cycle. Let this be the last time their name weighs on your spirit. You've outgrown their version of you. Type Amen to get blessing 534. You were never abandoned by the universe. Only by those who didn't know how to love. And now, love is coming for you again, but it looks different. This time, it won't hurt. It won't confuse. It will honor. Archangel Michael says, rest now. Their awareness is not your responsibility. Your healing is. You are free. You are whole. And you are no longer waiting for anyone to understand what they should have never forgotten. Type Amen to get blessing 777. There is a moment coming soon when they will try to approach you again. Not because they have changed, but because the silence has become too loud to bear. The distance you created has become their daily pain. They see you smiling without them and it slices into their soul. You used to beg for their attention, now you barely remember their name. This reversal of energy has become their quiet torment. They speak about you now, more than they ever did when they had you. They bring up your name like a chant, hoping it will summon peace. But peace doesn't visit those who turned love into sorrow. Someone close to them knows the truth now. The real story. The things they did behind closed doors. And it's starting to stain their reputation. Type Amen to get blessing 398. Their charm is failing now. Their lies sound weaker. People around them are starting to question who they really are. And in private, they break. They cry without noise. They stare at your old messages and wish they'd never sent their last one. They wish they had been softer. More honest. Less selfish. But now their regret sits on their chest like a weight they cannot lift. You no longer serve as their comfort zone. You've turned your heartbreak into fire, your tears into triumph. And they are now the ones wandering in the cold. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They thought letting go of you would be easy. But now every day without your voice feels like a punishment. Their mornings are empty, and their nights are longer. They scroll through your photos but dare not interact. Because they know they've lost the privilege. Watching you from afar is their new reality. There was a time when they expected you to chase them. But you've chosen to chase purpose instead. You no longer crave what once destroyed your peace. Archangel Michael says, even though they may return with words dressed as remorse, you must recognize the patterns you've already survived. You are no longer available for rehearsals of pain. Type Amen to get blessing 229. You've leveled up spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Your peace now costs too much to risk for someone who once gambled with your heart. They underestimated your silence. They mistook your forgiveness for weakness. But your strength was always in your ability to let go when needed. And now that you've chosen yourself, their world feels incomplete. Because you were never just another person to them. You were the one who held the light they now miss. They thought hurting you would be the end of it. But the real punishment is living without the energy you once freely gave. That is what they carry now, a heart full of what-ifs. Type Amen to get blessing 947. They try to move on, but every new connection falls short. Because no one carries your soul print. No one can match the light you poured so effortlessly. Their days are spent comparing. Their nights are full of longing. And still, they can't say your name without their voice shaking. They know you found pieces of yourself that you didn't even know were broken. You're whole now in ways they never helped you become. And that truth is burning them. Archangel Michael says, do not dim your light out of nostalgia. You are not responsible for anyone's awakening. Let them learn from the emptiness they created. Type Amen to get blessing 553. This is their season of reckoning. Where every tear you cried becomes their lesson. Every unanswered call becomes their silence. You may never hear their apology. But their energy is crying for your forgiveness. And the universe is handling what they refuse to fix. You're no longer bound by the old story. A new chapter is unfolding, one that no longer includes the ghost of those who abandoned you. They wish they could return, but they know they can't. Not the same way. Not to the same you. Because you've become unrecognizable to the version of themselves they once knew. Type Amen to get blessing 104. They are scared now. Of the karma. Of the mirror. Of the truth. Because it's finally catching up with them. People they once impressed are now walking away. Their influence is fading. Their charm is losing its grip. Because what's built on manipulation cannot last. You were the one who gave light without needing it back. You gave presence when they gave distance. And now they are drowning in the silence you left behind. Your absence is loud. It's echoing through every space they thought they'd fill with someone else. But no one replaces real love. Type Amen to get blessing 911. They want a second chance. But what they really want is to erase their guilt. They want you to fix the wound they created. But that is no longer your burden. They regret every lie, every moment they made you feel small. They regret making you question your worth when your love was the purest thing they ever had. You were never hard to love. They just weren't ready to rise to your level. And now they're stuck in the lower vibration of their own making. They might still reach out, but don't confuse effort with change. The pain they gave doesn't disappear because they're lonely. Type Amen to get blessing 756. Archangel Michael says, your peace is sacred now. Don't trade it for temporary attention. You've outgrown that chapter. They didn't value you when they had you. Now they carry the grief of what they mishandled. And it's a grief without closure. You've already cried the tears they never saw. You've already healed in silence while they celebrated their ego. And now your glow is too powerful for their presence. The love you once begged for, you now give to yourself. And that's why the universe is elevating you. Because you learned the hardest lesson, to walk away even when you still cared. Type Amen to get blessing 360. They may try to reappear with soft words and sweet apologies. But softness now cannot erase the sharpness of their actions. And you remember everything they ignored. You are not the same. You've grown into your power. You are not who they left behind. They are mourning the old version of you, the one who waited, hoped, and forgave too quickly. That version is gone. And they cannot meet the new you if they're stuck in the past. They see your name and their stomach tightens. Not because of hate, but because of shame. And that shame is their awakening. Type Amen to get blessing 087. You don't need revenge. Your silence is the storm. Your growth is the thunder. And your peace is the lightning that strikes their conscience every day. They can't escape it. They carry your energy like a tattoo on their soul. Invisible to the world, but screaming in the mirror. Every time they try to move on, the universe reminds them of you. Because lessons don't disappear, they repeat until understood. And they finally understand. But they're learning the hardest way, by losing what they thought they'd always have. Type Amen to get blessing 624. They know now that they abandoned something rare. You were a soul of substance in a world of surface. They saw it too late. You never needed to prove yourself. Your presence was enough. And now they crave it in places they'll never find it again. Archangel Michael says, you are divinely protected now. Their access has been revoked. Your light has been reassigned. Keep walking forward. Let their awareness be their teacher. You have already graduated from the pain. Type Amen to get blessing 1000. The neighbors had whispered about an old woman who once lived at the edge of the valley, near the Split Rock Cave. They said she vanished one night under mysterious circumstances, but not before she carved something on her walls that no one understood. That house is where your name has reappeared, scratched in fresh markings, glowing faintly, with the same ink she was said to have used before she disappeared. Type Amen to get blessing 9037. Archangel Michael says this is not coincidence, nor folklore you can ignore. The ink used to mark your name is not natural, it is bloodroot mixed with ashes, something used only in ancient spiritual rituals. This discovery connects you to a path of inheritance so old, it predates the village records and has been hidden from your family by force. You were never meant to live small or silent. Someone has paid a high price to hide your connection to divine authority, hoping you'd forget or die before the truth could find you. But it's too late for them, your awakening has begun. Type Amen to get blessing 9038. Now strange calls may start to reach your phone at night. They may come with no voice, only static, but don't dismiss them. The spirits of your ancestors have learned how to bend the veil between this world and the next, and they are trying to whisper the final clue. In a town 2 hours from yours, a woman you've never met is about to collapse on her knees with a photograph in her hands. She will be crying for a name she cannot speak aloud, and she will mail that photo to the address that starts appearing in her dreams. You will receive it in 3 days. That photo will shake you, because it is a picture of your mother as a child, standing beside a woman she swore she never knew. Type Amen to get blessing 9039. They will try to lie to you. One of them is preparing a fake story right now, something to distract you from this path, something that feels true but isn't. They know you're close to uncovering a hidden inheritance buried under 6 feet of shame and betrayal. Your skin may feel different at night because the energy around you is shifting. You may feel tingles on your arms or heat in your chest when no one's touching you. That's not illness, it's ancestral fire, waking you to fight back. Type Amen to get blessing 9040. This isn't just about money. The inheritance includes memories, powers, and access to secret places locked by blood. You are the last living key and someone knows this, someone who followed you last Thursday without your knowledge. Watch the way your pets behave. Animals sense energy before humans do, and they have already started guarding you in the silence. That's why they keep staring at that corner in your room around 3 a.m. Type Amen to get blessing 9041. Archangel Michael says the veil is thin right now, and your soul has started stepping out of the timeline you thought was yours. That feeling of déjà vu, of remembering things that never happened, it's because part of your soul walked this journey before, in another life, but didn't finish. You're here to close that loop, and heaven will give you the weapons this time. Someone powerful from another country has been given your name in a dream. They woke up not knowing who you were, but felt so shaken they began researching. This person will arrive at your city in 10 days and be drawn to a place you always visit when you're sad. Type Amen to get blessing 9042. They will know you by the way your energy trembles when you enter the room. They may not speak your language fluently, but your spirits will recognize each other instantly. This person has the other half of something you lost long ago, and they have been searching for you without knowing why. Meanwhile, someone from your past is panicking. They realized you found out the truth about a conversation they had behind your back. They know what they did could cost them everything if you choose to speak up. Type Amen to get blessing 9043. You were chosen not to be silent. You carry a voice wrapped in fire and dreams, and this season you will be asked to use it. They're going to try to shame you, but your power thrives in exposure, not secrecy. Before this week ends, a number ending in 711 will flash on your screen. Answer it, even if the call drops. That number is connected to an agency trying to confirm your identity for a secret contract that your ancestors once signed in spiritual blood. Type Amen to get blessing 9044.